Okay guys, welcome back to game number 2 in this series. We have Salamis leading it with Death Sentence in second, Johnny in third, and Xtremizer sitting in last position at the moment. Surprisingly, he has actually switched across to his Xtremizer account. But we are on GDI Space Command, and you're like, Green Zero, what map is this? This map here wasn't terribly popular because aside from the fields in your base, there's not a lot of other fields or really much to do, but it's still an interesting map. We got this big central area, there's spikes here, here, and here, and it's going to take a while to get used to it. There's entryways to the Space Command area all around. There's some garrisons. Another spike will go here, but if we jump over onto the left-hand side here, playing as the yellow faction, it is going to be Salamis. He is Nod vanilla, so getting dealt with Nod this time, which I think he prefers, to be honest. If we jump up to the northern side, we're going to see Death Sentence as a Scrin faction. If we jump onto the east side here, we are going to see playing as the cyan color. That is going to be Superbad, aka Xtremizer. He will be playing as a Nod faction as well. He's Black Hand, and so that's going to leave our last player, Johnny Mukausina, playing as a Scrin faction down here. Did he go? He is going for a spike. He's either Scrin or Reaper. Actually, no, he's got to be Scrin because he doesn't have Shielded Harvesters, so he's Scrin. Everyone's rushing to their spike. This is actually a hill here, so you have to go down and around it. You can see it a bit there. But people are a bit iffy because let's take it, it's all symmetrical, so it's perfectly even. So you've got a bridge entryway there, another bridge entryway there. You got your expansion field inside your main. There's actually a spike in the corner. I probably should have mentioned that as well. And then you've got, so you've got those two bridges, then you've got another way around here, some buildings, and another bridge. You can't destroy the bridges, and it's mirrored on all sides. There are 4 blue tib fields as well here. If we jump down around, there's another one here. It looks like a complicated level, actually really easy to learn after a while. It's just got layers on it, that's all. But yeah, very interesting. I think we're going to see another campy game here just because, like I said, once you grab your 2 fields which are inside your main island base area, there's not a lot of reason to leave this area. I mean, you've got, you want to fight over Tiberium spikes, I guess. Now, you can't walk on these areas here. That's actually, there's no glass there. There's glass, you can see the glass. Obviously, it's white and it's reflective, so you can't step on these areas here. And it's not really ramped or anything like this. But yeah, there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of reason. It's probably why the map isn't that popular to actually fight in the middle of the map, because there's nothing here to fight over. It's not as if there's Tiberium fields in here, which would probably have been a better option. They should have put Tiberium fields in this area, like maybe a big one here and a big one there. That would have been, and make it impassable terrain. Like you can, passable terrain, but maybe not buildable terrain in the middle. But yeah, aside from grabbing your 2 fields here, there's not a lot to do. And we have a Flame Rush come out, so we did see a Flame Rush come in, and Johnny Mukausina will not, almost lost it. He's going to lose it. Oh, he needed to have a Hive ready. I'm not sure why he didn't have a Hive ready here, but Salamis has just stabbed him in the back, getting that Warp Sphere, which will slow him down. Salamis, meanwhile, just equaling behind that. There's no follow-up. He is just going to move his base over. He did upgrade his power plant, so he doesn't have any power issues right now, which is very nice. This Raider Buggy here will be retreating. That Raider Buggy belonging to Xtremizer there, moving back up to the northern area. He will escape. Johnny Mukausina out for blood, I think, losing that Warp Sphere again. Not terribly bad. He's replaced it again. He's in every player's in a defensive position. Death Sentence now, he is actually Reaper 17. Bit of a problem, I think, because he doesn't have any artillery and his air isn't that crash hot. He can only build Storm Riders, which is going to be a problem. To actually kill one of the other players, he's going to have to fight in a choke point. If they see him coming, they're just going to be like, yeah, cool, I'm just going to defend at these choke points here. Johnny Mukausina trying to get blood as well. He wants payback for what Salamis did, but Salamis has a few Scorpion tanks here. That's enough. Death scouting this out as well. No one's really moved for the blue Tiberium fields just yet. Can they take a while to grow? But I would have thought someone would have had a swing at one of them by now, especially Death Sentence. We all know how much he loves that blue tib there, but not going to be the case right now. A few Seeker tanks here. They will belong to Death Sentence. He's going to have a look at his opponent over here, Xtremizer. He's got a few Cabal squads, and those Seeker tanks won't like them. One of them actually slipped through. I think that might have not been intentional, but Death Sentence is like, well, it's here now, I might as well scout out his base. He's going to find infantry upgrades, which is perfectly fine. Infantry would do good on this map. Once they get out to the center, it's really hard to get rid of those guys. But to be honest, I mean, you'd want stealth and air and stuff like that, and playing as Black Hand, you don't get air, which is another problem for them. Moving an infantry army out across the map and putting Spectres on the edge of this ridge here and then just shelling over into Death Space would be super annoying. But Death here just chilling. He's got a few dev tags here with some Seeker and Shard Walker combo. Again, they're building these combinations because they don't know whether they're going to get attacked if you have units at the start of the game in a free-for-all, you're reasonably safe, because if you do get attacked, you'll be fine. He's actually going for Mechapedes. I'm not sure how effective they're going to be once they get onto the islands, because there's not a lot of room to move on these islands. I mean, they're reasonably sized, but the problem is that there's so much build radius on here for the person that's on there that it's a problem. Would like to see some growth stimulators down. Death Center has already identified this, and being Reaper, his actually generate money and they grow the tib back faster, so it's a win-win situation here for him. But I think Salamis has probably got one of the better factions here at the moment, because he is vanilla nod, so he has stealth technology, he can build vertigo bombers, he can stealth stuff, stealth tanks, he can stealth his Redeemer. It's going to be good on a level like this where there's your main base is defendable by the choke points, but we'll have to have a look and see how this goes. We have Johnny Calcina, that would have been coming from the blue Tiberium field, I imagine, just swiping a bit over there. He is camping this one, so he's probably taking blue Tiberium from there. Death Sentence, are you taking blue Tiberium? He is taking blue Tiberium now. He got the attenuated force field upgrade to make his Shard Walkers much more durable. Again, can't really blame him for that. Obviously, he knows he's against a lot of infantry. Something got it destroyed there. I'm not 100% sure what it was. But what are you doing, Xtremizer? We'll have to see what he places down here. It could be a chem plant, or it could be a Redeemer engineering facility. Where did he place it? I don't know what that was. Okay, maybe it was a power plant. No, there it is. He just placed it there. So it's a Redeemer engineering facility. And meanwhile, Death Sentence has some Mechapedes over here. It looks like Johnny... Oh, he doesn't want to go down there. He doesn't want to get stuck between Salamis and Death Sentence here. Death now camping out the other blue tib field, which is really important, by the way. Obviously, you want to make sure that you've got as much blue tib as possible. There is a tripod here, and I think he will be charging up. He will charge up, and then he'll probably be able to destroy... Well, not quite. These guys are going to evac the area. But look at this. Death Sentence is just like, yep, cool, I'm just going to camp these fields here, take the blue Tiberium. This battle marker has been raging for so long because there is a scout down here by Salamis who did manage to get onto Johnny's island. He will be responding to that now. These Seeger tanks will finish it. He also got attenuated force fields, so obviously realizing that Seeger tanks are probably going to be pretty important. You need stealth protection in these free-for-alls, really important, especially since, it's easy to defend the choke points against stealth. These are anti-stealth, and the Nod player is probably going to be using some of that if he knows what he's doing. Although, yeah, Salamis does have Scorp tanks. He's got laser capacitors, but no Dozer Blade, which is very unusual. You wouldn't think he would get one without the other, but there's some reasons why he could be doing that. Now, there was a little bit of a skirmish down here. Didn't 100% see it, but looks like Death Sentence did roll into that. I do apologise. It doesn't look like it was too major, just a little bit of a poke into the area of the phase field we can see for the crush. The mechas are now responding. They're moving across the wall. Geez, that guy there, he's just playing, he's living life on the edge. They almost drove into the water. Not 100% sure about this move here. The Spectre Artillery, oh, that's unfortunate. Those are units you don't want to be losing that. Oh, that Mechapede takes a Spectre shot to the head, and he is so lucky to get out of there. He's trying to get him into a hold ground stance where their heads are facing the other direction, but that's not going to work. And Xtremizer will be able to defend this out for the time being. Redeemer will come out and he'll be safe for now. Has his chem plant, important to get extra Tiberium. And notice that no one has actually completely cleaned their fields up just yet. Look at this, Destin has got stimulators on the blue field. That's crazy. Is that a real nuclear missile? It is going to be a real nuclear missile. We have master computer countermeasures there. That's the good way to check without switching vision. But I think Xtremizer, that's incredibly good. That's an incredibly good move. I mean, obviously you make yourself a target. If you're the first person to put a soup weapon down, you will make yourself a target. But if you can actually live in long enough to, or if you're in a good position and you put it down, it can be really difficult to stop because it's basically something you can use for a push. Now, Johnny Calcina does have a hexapod here, and he will be trying to push into Salamis' base. No hard points garrisoned in the Redeemer. Could be a bit of an issue, but no corruptors either. There is a mastermind here now. He's got to watch out for Venoms. If he sticks by the Seeger tanks, he should be fine. Shard launches is done as well, so extra protection. Johnny Calcina now has identified this. I'm not sure how long he's had the growth accelerators for, but it may have been a little while. Hasn't actually popped them on the expansions here. So growth stimulators have been destroyed over here by Xtremizer. So growth stimulators are different from growth accelerators. They both grow Tiberium faster, but of course death sentences will generate 15 tib every few seconds. We can see the 15 jump up there. So he's got 2 of them or 3 of them now. So that's basically 45 tib every few seconds just for doing nothing. And obviously they cost a bit of money, but you'll get their money back after a couple of minutes or so, especially with the Tiberium that they actually grow back faster. But yeah, these guys chilling now. This is what I expected. I expected everyone to chill on their islands. Now, Xtremizer is obviously in the best spot because in 5.5 minutes he can actually drop a nuke on someone. He could use that to break someone's base open, and Stasis comes down as well. And then with Tip Vane as well. Tip Vane on top of this field. Not going to do a lot of damage, will kill most of the Shard Walkers, but to be honest, he could have waited until the tripods were there. There's a beacon. If that's a Vapor Bomb, it's not actually going to do a lot of damage. Only one Spectre round landing in between there. And he will get the Vapor Bomb off as well, but again, the shields absorb most of it. The Redeemer is now EMP. The Spectres are firing at non-moving tripods, which is great. We can't even see where the Spectres are. They're so far away. Here they are. They're getting overrun, which is a problem. The Redeemer will not be able to escape. The EMP is real here from these tripods, and he's calling in the repair drones. Battle markers over here as well. Mechas were trying to sneak in, but they were shut down by Purifiers. Now, he did kill the Redeemer, and he called in the repair drones, so he's going to just bundle his army up so the repair drones repair this. The good thing about this is it's not like a war factory where you only get 3 repair drones. You get like about like 15 or 10 or 15 of them, so you can repair a whole army, and they repair faster as well. Destin's not even utilizing them to the maximum capacity. He's actually going to move. He's going to be, obviously, you know, he knows that the Redeemer's probably going to get rebuilt, so maybe he wants to make a push here. Doesn't have conversion reserves, which is a little bit iffy. He would have been like to have those there. Phase comes down on these Shard Walkers. They do have blue Shard battle marker raging in there. It's just the Hexapod firing that spike, so we're able to see how this goes. Purifying Flame is done, and he actually crushes. Oh my god, look at that. He crushed. He stepped on the Shard Walker. He's like, hey, you want to crush me? I'm going to crush you right back. But the problem is, he needs some way to stop these tripods. There are 6 of them here. He has Purifiers, which do a lot of direct damage, but there's only 3 of them. He will take one down. One of the Purifiers falls. It's hard to see what's going on. The Purifiers are actually falling here. They are all down. So that's the end of those guys here. 5 tripods still stand. He's going to lose another one. Reinforcements coming in now. This inventory here, which will be great against them. Shard Walker is still trying to get the crush off, but again, he made himself a pretty big target. And that's the thing. He had the Temple of Nod. He could have used Master Computer countermeasures. I just realized to un-EMP his Redeemer. Death Sentence would have expected it, so he could have got the crush off maybe before Death Sentence realized that it had powered back up so soon. Because when you imp a Redeemer, you leave it for like 5 or 6 seconds and do something else, and then come back and refresh it. But unfortunately, this is actually going to cost Xtremizer his position in this game. He's going to lose the Temple of Nod, and it will go down. And unfortunately for him, he is actually going to be bowing out of this game here. Does he have an insurance policy? He's got some harvests back there. I thought it might have been maybe an outpost. He must have something somewhere. Oh, he does. Look at this. He's got an outpost. Is Death Sentence going to... If you don't have health bars on, that could be extremely difficult to see. And I don't think Death has noticed it. Look at that. If you don't have health bars, even if you have health bars on, look at that. It's nestled right in there. It looks like it's part of the map, doesn't it? It looks like it belongs. That was incredibly smart. It's probably the smartest thing Xtremizer's done all series. And Death Sentence is looking around for his last building, and he's probably like, well, I guess he's just got something somewhere else. So Death Sentence has killed Xtremizer, but he's holding on so he can save his points. But I think Death Sentence might... I mean, he spotted it, so if he checks his fog vision, yeah, it's going to go down. Oh, he's still alive. He is still alive. He's actually crushing these assimilators with his harvesters. What? Where is he? He's got something. Oh, look at that. There's another one there. Oh my god. And he's put it there so when you look, you can't really see it. He could have moved it way back here as well, and it would have been impossible to see. It would have been completely obscured by the buildings. But meanwhile, Johnny Casting... No, Death Sentence is actually pushing Salamis as well. It's, oh my god, Salamis just comes in and like, hey, I've got an army I've been building like forever, and without a phase field, which had already been recently used, these guys are dead. All the Corruptors are pretty much dead as well. They're not going to escape. The Venoms don't do a lot of damage to units like this, but there's so many of them that they will be able to destroy it. They will take out that growth accelerator as well, so Death Sentence paid a heavy price for that. Realizes now that Salamis is probably one of the most powerful people in this game. Yeah, Xtremizer is still alive. If Death was smart, which he should be, he should send an assimilator or something over here to get economy going. He's got scattered forces. He's trying to get his hexapod back. Whoa. Okay, Johnny's been pretty busy. Everyone's like, what? Everyone's watching this video and just like, whoa, where do they come from? I didn't even see them. Obviously, Johnny's been left alone. And this is one of the maps where you can be left... Oh my god. Holy crap. There's like about 10 Devastators here as well. This is taking up like the whole screen. Now, this is what you're talking about when you say... people like Master, like packs aren't good at all, but they're actually really good if you can spam them, but you have to be able to spam them. I think Xtremizer has been discovered. I'm sorry, that was a really bad impression of Master Leaf. Master Leaf's like, it's more like this. I'm like, hi guys, my name is Master Leaf. I don't have the British accent to go with it. He's probably watching this video right now, and he's like, that does not sound like me. That was a really bad impression as well. Your leaf. But Salamis here, there's going to be a big fight. Oh my god. Is Salamis, does he have tip core? Please tell me he has tip core. He doesn't have tip core. Oh my god. Oh my god, he doesn't have tip core. He's going to get completely destroyed. I'm going to just get rid of this right now. Is that a battle happening over there? No, it's nothing serious. We are going to watch this, and his Venom's going to come in. It's like, hang on a second. I'm going to be able to destroy these Devastator warships. There's Shard Walkers below. It's not Shard Walkers, Shard Seekers, which will do a lot of damage. He phases the Hexapod pretty quickly. Oh my god. He's probably just looked at this and go, what is that? That is insane. Look at the destruction. The Venom's now all going down. That is intense. I'm not sure how he's supposed to fight this without Tiberium Core Missile. The Venom's just got completely destroyed. He's trying to use the Beam Venom trick here, but it didn't work terribly effectively. He's actually, you know, you can destroy these structures pretty quickly, but he's running out of Venoms. He can't actually destroy everything. The Devastator warships are now just destroying his base. Salamis will fall, and I think it's almost virtually impossible for Death Sentence to contest the army that Johnny Calcina has here. The Redeemer is being destroyed. It's a nice trick there, able to snipe the planetaries almost instantaneously, but the fact of the matter is that Venom just got destroyed. He's got one more Venom here. He could use the trick. I'm not even sure if it has a cooldown, but obviously allows him to fire at aircraft as well. Not able to do so. Will he get the Hexapod though? He's got a few beam cannons, but no, the beam cannons are being rapidly destroyed by the planetary assault carriers. His whole base is hollowed out, and Salamis is going to be shortly out of structures here. He's losing the last one. This is his last structure, so as soon as that goes down, he's history, and these Vertigo bombers will go down. So look at that. Is Xtremizer still alive? No, Xtremizer is not still alive. Yeah, he was defeated, so Salamis will take a point in this series here. So he was the series leader, but he may not be after this here, only claiming 1 point. If Death Sentence is able to win, he will take the lead. If Johnny's able to win, he will draw for first. But it's now Johnny Calcina versus Death Sentence here. So Death is guaranteed 2 points, so he'll be on 4 points, 5 if he can win this here. But what's he going to do? Well, let's have a look at his army. Does he know about what Johnny's got? Did Salamis spam into the chat, hey, he's got a massive army of packs? Because people do that, okay? People are like, hey, if I'm going to die and you're killing me, I'm going to make it as hard for you as possible. No rules on that either. What's happening over here? A few units getting destroyed, more planetaries joining the party, and the Scrin planetaries, to be honest, are the most powerful in the game because they can't get Traveler engines, but they get the force fields. And I'd rather have force fields than Traveler engines, even though Traveler engines is really good. I think Traveler engines is better for Devastators because they're an artillery unit you can use a lot, especially in 1v1. But in a free-for-all map where you want a big army, I don't think you should put them in a line formation because it allows him to hit the line from the side and destroy them one at a time. But Johnny Calcina is making a move now. He does have blue shard, and it's going to be Hexapod versus Hexapod here. He's trying to kill the Corruptors as well. The thing is, will Death Sentence decide to fight, or will he just throw it in here? Because Johnny's army is just stupidly large right now, and even these shard launchers, then one of the most powerful AA in the game, are actually pretty ineffective against this because of the carrier ships. They have to target each individual ship. You want Tungsten Shell if you want to fight this. GDI has the best time fighting this, even though it's ridiculously difficult for them as well. The Ironstorm actually helping the planetary assault carriers, so Death Sentence actually can't really use that many storm columns because they do a lot more good than they do good to his enemy than they do good for himself. Now he did phase his what do you call it, his Hexapod. How's Death going to fight this? He's putting down as many of these shards as possible. He's thinning the numbers of the ships, but the thing is that Johnny can just camp out front. And as you can see here, leaving that tripod behind. We'll have a look and see how quickly that falls. Yeah, instantaneously here. The cannon damage is real, but look at this. Oh my god, this is what happens. And you used to see this in Tiberium Wars when Scrin fought other Scrin factions. You're just looking at it like, how can GDI not even contend with the power of the Scrin Air Force? And that's what I had to give you special upgrades in Kane's Wrath. There's not much point trying to rip this battle apart because, to be honest, I can't see Death Sentence surviving this. The Devastator warships are real. Even with the stasis, he's just pounding the AA that's firing back to him. The AA is doing nowhere near enough damage here. The planetary assault carriers have lost most of their craft, which may need... Johnny actually might have to just chill here. He may have to just chill. He might have to start targeting these tripods because his Hexapod is being destroyed somewhat. The Devastator warships now continuing to cause pain over here. We do have a battle marker on the other side of the map. Death Sentence was trying to get into the base with tripods, but there's more planetary assault carriers there. Not going to want to do those. Johnny Calcina he's running a little bit low on the low end of the spectrum, but he's got a couple of Devastators left. The problem is there's a Hexapod here, and the Hexapod is ranking, and that's going to really help. There's even a tripod here from Johnny Calcina. This fight over here, meanwhile, he has lost all the ships here. There's only a few ships remaining. He might want to just call in the Iron Storm here. These Seeker tanks aren't really going to be able to fight these tripods here. I'm not sure what his plan is. He's got Disintegrators, which is great, but the problem is he needs to get rid of the Shardwalkers. These Planetary Assault Carriers are actually falling. Johnny Calcina needs some Storm Columns or something over here. He needs to call in the Iron Storm as well. They could be doing a lot of damage. Unable to do so. There's only a couple of tripods there. Meanwhile, he has broken into Death Sentence's base. Death Sentence valiant hold there, but it's not going to be enough. The Planetary Assault Carriers now picking apart the remaining forces of Shard Walkers. There is Shard Launchers left, but the Hexapod is here, and that can do a lot of damage. It's moving these guys forward inside of range again, not using the Iron Storm at all there, Johnny Calcina. Maybe forgetting about the fact that he has that Iron Storm ability. These two Planetary Assault Carriers actually overlapped completely, so might want to avoid doing that. Meanwhile, he has broken this base. If he can get rid of these Shard Walkers, he can just use Disintegrators to just basically win this fight. But Johnny Calcina is stalled for cash. Does he have an insurance policy? He does have his drone ship over here, so Death Sense is trying to make something of it. Was that an outpost? No, I'm just seeing things, but nonetheless, the Air Force here has been somewhat diminished, and I think Johnny Calcina just threw it a bit there. I think he just pushed in, and it just wasn't necessary. He's got a Hexapod, but if it gets EMP'd by this Reaper tripod, he's going to have to be in a world of pain here. The Devastator warships weren't really targeting structures when they needed to be, and he will actually try to destroy the remainder of these units here, but Johnny Calcina doesn't have anything left to defend his base area. He's trying to build Disintegrators, but they're pretty useless against these Shard Walkers right now. He's even got, he's got a heroic one that's never going to kill that. He's never going to kill that with Disintegrators. And he does have a, Death Sense actually destroyed one of his own Reaper tripods. No, sorry, there is actually an Annihilator tripod there. I did not see that. And will he get the EMP off? He does get the EMP blast off. He might be able to kill this last tripod. No, he actually got re-EMP'd. How did that even work? The tripod was EMP'd, but somehow he also got EMP'd. I'm not even sure how that works, but he'll be taking it. Now, he did phase the Hexapod, but this is the thing, Johnny Calcina. Oh man, Moo Cow, is he throwing the game? He's not able. He's just not able to actually kill Death Sentence here. And he's got an elite Hexapod, but the thing is, as soon as it unphases, he's just going to be able to destroy that. He's got tripods just there. He doesn't have a refinery, and these harvesters are going to have to wait because there's no refineries over here either. One tripod will remain, which will do a brunt of the damage in destroying the remainder of his base area. Johnny's selling off like crazy. Does get a refinery down, but how's he going to stop that? He needs Devourer tanks. That's the quickest solution that he can get, I think, at the moment to take this, because two heroic Shard Walkers. He can one-shot the tripod, and then the Dev tank around a War Factory can deal with those Shard Walkers. But yeah, Johnny Calcina, Death Sentence also has a base up here. He's happily mining. He even has growth stimulators there as well. I think as soon as he loses his Hexapod, Death must know. And look at that, yeah, he un-EMP'd it for a fraction of a second. That was great timing. And as soon as he loses, I think Johnny's just going to surrender, because there's no way he can fight this, and he shouldn't have lost that Armada. He was silly with the Armada. He just felt invincible, and he threw it all onto Death, and it just didn't work. So even with death balls like that, you got to be careful. Again, Shard Launch is pretty potent. Again, once he destroyed all the ships, the Planetary Assault Carriers launched those small ships. Once he destroyed those, then he was set to win that fight. Johnny Calcina should have identified that, just pulled back, just sat over the other side of the river with Devastators and just shelled him. There was no reason to sit inside Shard range there, and Johnny will be kicking himself here because he could have got 3 points, you know, and it would have been very nice, but at the moment it looks like he's going to end up on 2 points, and that will send a Death Sentence screaming into the lead in this series here, if that is going to be the case. We can see now he knows exactly where Johnny is. Johnny seems that he's got 2 planetaries flying around. I'm not 100% sure what they're actually trying to do, but he knows exactly where Johnny Calcina is, and he's going to be able to destroy him. Johnny has no other structures on the map. That's just a garrison. We just got garrisons over here, Planetary Assault Carriers, Spike. I'd imagine he'd be surrendering very shortly here now. There's really not a lot he can do. There's tripods here. Surprised he didn't get conversion reserves. Maybe he forgot about it. Again, that would be super important in a free-for-all. You know, give those tripods so much more potency there. I'm not sure where that Corruptor came from. He actually trying to retech. Yeah, that's not going to work. He's going to EMP the drone platform before he can put that building down, and whatever it was, it wouldn't have saved it anyway. And Johnny Calcina sells out of the game, so wow, that game there. What can I say about that? Johnny should have won. He should have won. But silly mistakes there. 24 minutes, so not as long as the first game. 15 minutes shorter and on a more campy map. So it's like the maps were reversed. We should have had a 40-minute game on that one. But nonetheless, Xtremizer and Salamis bowing out there. So if we have a look at the score here now, that's going to give Death Sentence 5 points. Johnny will have 3 points. Xtremizer still on no points, and Salamis on 4 points. So basically, yeah, it's pretty much Xtremizer is out of it. He's lost 2 in a row, just like Adam Lallana in the last series there. So he will not be able to qualify, which means he's probably just going to do something super rushy, all in cheese, just to mess with someone and just have a bit of fun. But Death Sentence, it's not over for him as well. If he comes last, he can still get knocked out of this series here. So he'd want to at least get 1, 2, 3 points or whatever he can get. But the game number 3, the deciding game, is coming up right now. Stay tuned. It's coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the final game in this round of 16 series here. Of course, this is only one pool. It's pool 1. I probably should have said that way back at the start, or group 1 of the round of 16. There's a couple of groups in the round of 16. Obviously, there's 4 of them. But I'll see what I can do about bringing some more casts. I will definitely bring some more casts. But hey, this is probably going to be a long video, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. We have the final match here on Armageddon Mountains. You guys saw this last year in the free-for-all tournament, so you should know the layout, but we'll zip around it as well just to show you what's going on. But essentially, Death leads on 5 points, Salamis is second on 4, and Johnny is on 3 points. Super Bad, aka Xtremizer, is on no points, so he cannot qualify regardless. If Death Sentence comes third, at least gets third, then he can at least draw for second, depending on how the other guys finish. But nonetheless, it's going to come down to positioning. So again, it's between Death, Salamis, and Johnny's gonna want to have to win this, I think, in order to guarantee a qualify. If he doesn't win, then he's probably not going to qualify, so he's in a pretty dire position as well. We'll see how it goes. We'll jump in. Armageddon Mountains, pretty cool. You have 4 spikes on the main plateau with an EMP. We got bunkers and we got little ramps and stuff. This might be a bit different from the last time we saw it in the last tournament. Some levels get slightly rare. You're looking at it now and you're like, if it's the first time you've seen this level, you're like, holy crap. But playing as the purple over here, we have Salamis. He is going to be a GDI faction, so he's going to be a GDI vanilla. Oh my god, what am I doing? So he's GDI vanilla, and he's going for his spike through the center. We'll have a look for other spikes as well, I believe. Yeah, there is another one on these corner areas. There's like windy paths down here. There's back ways. But we'll zip around. So blue Tiberium on the starting field. Yes, I know. And your green field is actually down here. Starting on the left hand side here, it's going to, bottom left, it's going to be Xtremizer as a Nod faction. Vanilla Nod, we'll keep an eye. Did anyone slice at each other? No, it doesn't look like. Everyone was able to secure their spikes. Playing as the Sign faction down here, we have Johnny Cena. He's Trabra 59. He really needs to win this to secure a spot as well. I mean, if he comes second, he'll be pushing it pretty fine depending on how the other guys finish, but he'd really want to win. He's going to try to take out Death Sentence, who's probably his main competition here. I mean, Death Sentence is on the maximum point, or Death Sentence is leading here, so he's a bit of a target from the other guys. What faction did he get? He got Nod Vanilla, so he's Nod Vanilla. He didn't take his spike. The only person to not take the spike that was given to them, he did take the spike on the out area, and everyone else has also grabbed their inner spike as well. But the Disintegrator Squads will come down here. They forced the cell of the operations center, so he was going to flame rush. A lot of damage comes down. Can he get a harvester as well? Oh, it's going to be so tight. He gets a harvester. And he gets a few disintegrators away as well. They are actually going to split up, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh no, he's going to be able to get them. The Black Hand should be able to corner these guys. And, well, actually, that squad there might actually escape. No, not quite. Doesn't know what he's doing. Now, you're looking at this level, and it's got all these windy paths. Obviously designed for infantry. You wouldn't move an army up there. You could move an army around the side. There's a wider ramp there. Still a bit of a choke. Oh, geez, that would be deathly. And the middle ramp here as well. But the main attacks are going to be on the expansions. As you can see, you've got a big wide ramp here. If the enemy wants to attack you, they're going to have to come down this windy ramp here or around their back way, as you can see there. So it's one of those levels that looks complicated, but it's really not. Once you play on it a few times, you're like, hey, this is not complicated at all. That's what I get when I play new maps. I look at them and it's like, wow, this is really complicated. It's going to take a while to get used to it, but a couple of games and you are set. Got these other windy paths down here. Pretty easy to defend your spies. Even a bunker there. He's put some, Predators put some bunkers in some really nifty positions here. I'm pretty sure this is a Predator map. I know there's a few in here that weren't made by him, but nonetheless, this map here, pretty much built for free-for-all. I don't even think you could have a proper 2v2 on it at all. It just wouldn't really work that well. You'd never be able to support your ally at all because of the way the terrain works. But Death Sentence is still going to follow up with this Reckoner here, so he's still going to push with the Reckoner. I think Johnny spots it though, so Johnny's going to realise this is something. Oh, there's actually a flame tank in his base. He has got the Seeker tanks here. Can he stop it? Oh, Death Sentence is not paying attention, and oh my god, poor Death Sentence. He could have got the Warp Sphere. He could have got the warps here for sure, but unfortunately not able to do so. The refinery will take a bit of damage, but it will not go down. And the Reckoner comes up the windy path there, but he's going to run smack bang into these guys. The Disintegrator Squad will force the deploy. He's got double flame in there. Johnny Calcinia, very nice, gets that shut down. Will destroy the Black Hand. No, the Black Hand will bail out, so that's just a bit of a problem. Crane build from Johnny. There you go. Whoa, he's got double refinery. And he's not actually doing anything about this Black Hand. He's probably, he's killing a hive, so he's just going to hive these guys out, which he will do so. Now, the hive with sniper damage, they might be able to destroy one hive, but he kills the whole squad. No, he gets everything, so that's unfortunate. And we got a big army move around here. We got battle markers over here, and we have pit bulls here by Salamis here. He is moving on Xtremizer, destroying one harvester, going for a second. These harvesters moving through this little gap here. Meanwhile, Johnny does decide to retreat there, not wanting to go into that choke where I think Death Sentence would like him to be. A second harvester may fall. There's Reckoners here. There's multiple Reckoners. We might have a rocket Reckoner strategy as Salamis has fully secured this. Wow, these guys have really ballooned out in this series. Actually, hang on a second. What am I doing? These guys have blue Tiberium. That's why they're building cranes, and that's why they have so much economy, because they have blue Tiberium now. Xtremizer is moving down this choke here, and I don't think that's a good idea. He has fully upgraded infantry, which the infantry moving down here makes sense, but the tanks moving down there, where they're blocking each other, and only the front one can fire, not a good idea. Johnny Calcina does make his way up this winding ramp, which you can see that it's actually pretty easy for units to get up there. Will force Death to pull his harvesters. I'm not sure. There's one harvester being pulled back. I'm not sure if there are any more here. He does pull a call on the repair drones, but there's way too many Scorpion tanks. He will be repelled. And wow, this match here, once again, you think it might be a little bit of a campy level, but no, these guys are really firing at each other. There is a battle around here. These Scorpion tanks are moving into the expansion. This bunker, though, proving a little bit hard to crack, firing down on the infantry, but I believe that, yeah, he just got de-garrisoned then, so unfortunately, he would have done a lot of damage. It's just like storming the beaches of Normandy there, firing down at these guys from this massive hill. No power, which is a bit of a problem. Salamis needs to power micro right now because there's infantry in his field, and there is actually a Reckoner. 3 rifles, 3 rockets get into that, and that's going to be hard to crack now. He could have killed those rockets before they made it there. Unfortunately, not able to power micro correctly. He will destroy it now. He doesn't take too much damage. He is shedding a lot of pit balls for this. Xtremizer, though, does take his foot off the gas. He's exhausted his Tiberium field. He does not have a refinery down. This is a problem. He's the only person in this series to not, in this game so far, to not secure the expansion. He burned his whole Tiberium field. On just trying to kill Salamis. He didn't even get close. He obviously did a lot of damage to Salamis in terms of units, but Salamis's base is still great. Oh my god, this Devastator warship. That's a problem here. This is actually really smart from Johnny Calcina. He knows, hang on a second, I've got Devastators which can just sit wherever the hell they want. Might have to evac. He will evac now. He will fire at these guys. He should be able to... Oh, he actually destroys the whole turret. Oh no, not quite. Doesn't quite get the last one there. He will evac back to the repairs of the stabilizer, and that storm column is in a nasty position because he can sit here and shell. That's fine. Mechapede is coming out as well. Not the greatest on this level, I wouldn't have thought. Does he have traveler engines? No, not quite. Battle markers raging through the center. No one's securing that middle area. I'm not sure where that Corrupt was going. Maybe to clear these guys out, but not sure where he's going. Meanwhile, Salamis is starting to refine the Tiberium in the gaps here. Death Sentence has... Oh, look at this. He put refineries at the top of the ramp. That's extremely defensive. That allows him to evacuate this field and defend a choke if he needs to. Of course, the weakness to that is that he could have his field camped if Salamis decided to move down there, but luckily he hasn't. And these Venoms will actually start sniping down. They actually get the Prodigy. Wow, that was costly, especially since there was a storm column there. Not necessary to lose that. He probably is going for another plasma missile battery right now. The Hexapod is trying to get up here. Only 2 garrisons in there at the moment. Xtremizer is being allowed to somewhat recover. Salamis not able to put on any counterattack. Just putting down a lot of base defenses here and defending his area. Calling in a V-35 probably for the scouts right now. But Salamis, if you have a look at his points, he's on 4 points. So he'd be a bit on edge as well to try to survive in this series. I know a lot of people were barracking for him in the last one. I do believe he did get knocked out actually, but because of the Pool B situation, or the group pool B, whatever the hell it is, he got a second shot and he made it through the group round of 32 after an extremely long voyage to get here. So he's seen some things, this guy, and now he's fighting to get into the round of 8. This game will decide whether or not he makes it there, as well as the other players. Devastator Warship from Johnny Calcina. Vertigo Bombers are coming out, not going to be enjoying those at all. That Hexapod taking a lot of damage. That Devastator, though, able to easily focus down a lot of these structures here. Battle Marker's raging down here. We have a Storm Column. He does grab the Flame Tank with the Cultists. He only got one Cultist squad, though, which means he needs to destroy the other Flame Tank, because that will destroy the Storm Column relatively quickly. He does get it. No, he doesn't actually get a shot off on it, and the Storm Column will fall, but the Seeker Tanks will clean it up. Not necessary to lose the Storm Column, I don't think. He could have focused it down. He did lose his own Flame Tank. The Cultist squad now free to regain another unit as soon as it recharges. And that Devastator Warship now evacing that area, and he will be fine. So Death Sentence here with his top of the line strategy of just long range. No, it's not really long range mining, but he's making sure all of his base is very easy to defend on this plateau, very easy to just keep everything going. He even has an MCV here, I think, just to protect his spike. He does have that bunker, not a lot garrison in it, just the one mandatory scout you see from these guys here. Hexapod now here from Johnny. He's got a few units chilling around. I'm surprised he doesn't have any more Devastators. I mean, he's got this one, but it's such a good unit. Why isn't he building any more of them? You know, he could be shelling this base. Oh, there is stealth towers down now, which is a bit of a problem. But Death can't really deal with those without having some sort of AA. Venoms aren't really going to cut it if there's AA here, because they can shell from range. Hexapod is going to run forward, though. Salamis is taking the Tiberium from the gap. Will lose one of his harvesters there, but Xtremizer is being allowed to recover. He's deployed a Reckoner in here with triple rocket in it. It's probably been there for a while. The animation was probably just delayed. Can happen in replays sometimes, but I guess that's just there just to protect him in case anything rolls into this area. So really, obviously, not high tier strat, but he wants to keep himself safe, and you can't really blame him. Although actually Xtremizer is out of the series essentially, so you would have thought he'd just play all his cards on the table, not camp at all. But this Marv is coming down here. Salamis not deciding to go for Xtremizer. He's deciding to go for Death Sentence. He does drop the Stealth Tower, but he will lose that Devastator. He still has this Devastator over here. It is veteran now. Vertigo Bombers coming in, and they are continuing to put the pain, taking out all the Corruptors again. That's very nice work there from Death Sentence. He's going to be enjoying that quite a bit. But again, with no Stealth Tower here, the Devastator Warships are going to be able to come in. He is constructing more of them. No, that is the same one. He does have a few more of it. He's going to want to watch out. He doesn't want to lose that one. That is his veteran one, and he will actually take that AA out, but unfortunately there's a few Venoms here, and that will be able to destroy that. It's unfortunate. He worked pretty hard to get that ranked up. Will teleport the Hexapod back to his base for repairs, but the Venoms are now. Death Sentence is camping pretty hard. What do we got over here? Cloaking Field, dual Flame Tanks, and a Cloaked Redeemer. He gets his money's worth. Did he cloak the Emissary as well? Oh, look at this Xtremizer. Where can you put that? You can't put it in the corner because you can't really build there. He could even put it in like an enemy base or something like that. And then because it's stealth, you wouldn't even have to deploy it until you're actually dying. And that way it could retain its stealth. That is very intelligent. Redeemer realizing that's not a good idea. Planetary Assault Carriers again. He doesn't have access to a lot of Tiberium. How many does he think he's going to be able to build? I'd build Devastators and get Traveler. He's got Traveler Engines. Okay, that's smart. If he had 3 or 4 Devastators, which they're obviously $2,200, they're expensive, but you can get a couple of them, no worries, just like you get Behemoth. What's that happening over there? Hammerheads? No, it is a Venom just getting destroyed there. So Salamis. Oh, look at this! Xtremizer is into the base. That was a terrible position to reveal his Flame Tanks. Oh my god! Oh man, underneath the Hammerheads with a ton of artillery just standing off to the right hand side. Unfortunately, Xtremizer. Well, this whole base has been sold. Did they destroy that base? I'm not sure. Obviously, this base has been destroyed. Whether or not it was the Redeemer or not, I'm not sure. But there's not a lot of Tiberium there, and there was a lot of expendable structures. All the tech is in the main base, and he's got zone heads. And somehow you can see this. He may have scanned. No, he can't see it anymore. Death Sentence does have the EMP spike, and he scanned, but he scanned way back here. He should have scanned in front of it, because he's going to lose scan range, and all of a sudden, yeah, he's not going to be able to kill this now, and he's used his scan, so He's going to have to wait a few minutes for that to cool down again. He's got Firehawks, which he should be using to bomb. Does he have Stratifighter? No upgrades there, so maybe they're just anti-air, but you should still get Stratifighter. Salamis, not 100% sure what he's doing here. He does have these guys. He did just select them all. Not sure what his plans are. He's got everything spread out pretty thin here. He's got Blue Tiberium at his disposal. Johnny Calcina, what are you doing? Oh, the Marv is actually coming up behind Death Sentence. He's in a lot of trouble here. If Death Sentence goes out first in this game, he is in serious jeopardy of not actually qualifying here. If he gets no points, that's going to leave him with 5 points. The other two contenders now are going to be free to rake in points. And look at this, the zone heads are here. Death Sentence has no AA. He's going to lose his tier 2, which means no more AA. The Devastator warships have finally wreaked havoc over here. He's finally cut a hole, and Death Sentence will lose. He's not even going to lose his Redeemer. He's going to lose all of his buildings. Oh my god, Death Sentence. This could be critical. That could be the series for him. He's on 5 points. But both Johnny and Salamis are now guaranteed a point. So Salamis, even if he dies next, he is going to be equal on points with Death Sentence. All Firehawks come in and just quickly end that threat. So there goes the Devastator warship. Did marvelous the rest of the field. MCV is making a move now. He's got a few B-35s flying around for the fast scouts. Death Sentence, of course, he did have the EMP spikes. That's now been destroyed because he was forced out of the game. It doesn't, unfortunately for the other players, doesn't actually just become neutral or anything like that. Few Devastators just chilling, sitting around. Johnny Calcina trying to get planetaries out. He's got 4 of them. That was a good effort to get 4 out, but he seems to have stalled. He's only got this blue field and this green field under his control, and both are empty. I mean, he does have this field here that he's starting to mine from. What is Xtremizer doing? Not a lot. He's got a couple of Venoms. He's got a Shadow Team as well. This could be for Spectre Bombard, but he doesn't have any Spectres, so I'm not sure what the Shadow Team is actually for. Maybe another fast flying stealth scout. Players do build these things in games like this, and Salamis now is securing this area here. He now has the most Tiberium under his control. Battle marker raging at the back here. A bunch of Venoms get completely blown out of the sky and fall into that Tiberium ravine there, so that was not good for him at all. He is starting to defend this area. Not necessary to put down base defenses like this when there's no attack happening. That's just money you're investing into something that's not going to give you any return. You only really put base defenses down to hold something off, and then you sell them to get your return back. Putting them down while they're just not doing anything, that's $600, that's $1,200 of Tiberium that's just doing nothing, and probably will do nothing because his base is not under threat at all. Shadow Teams will actually get revealed by the Planetary Assault Carriers because they do reveal stealth, and they will actually kill the Shadow Team. So I'm not sure what he was planning to do there. Was that a scan? A scan goes down, so now Salamis realizes there's planetary. So if you see 3 of them, which he scanned, you got to know there's more. Johnny has 5 more over here. Rage Gen just went off, but the Juggernauts are allowed to fire from the high ground. All the zone heads are actually blowing their own units apart, and he does get in with the EMP, and there's nothing. There's not a thing he does. Does he have Venoms? He's got Fight Buggy, but they have to take such a long way around. They're going to get shelled by these Juggernauts as well. The Juggernauts, are they going to fire at them? Oh, he actually re-stealths. He re-stealths. He's going to get out of there, and oh, Tib Vane, are you sure? It actually is going to blow up those hammerheads. For those of you that don't know, and I think it's really bad, Tib Vane affects air units. And I really hate that, by the way. It's like, why would a Tiberium Vane detonation like affect the air units? They're flying way above it. It doesn't make sense, but nonetheless, he's blown up most of those zone heads. A few of them will survive. Salamis is going to lose one of his spikes now, which is oh so important. He will actually start focusing these guys down. I think another Tib Vane might have gone off. Actually, no, there's only one Nod faction left in the game, so the screen was shaking quite violently then. Not sure if you guys in the video can actually see that happening, but yeah, these games here, this round of 16 is really going the distance. Again, this was apparently the tournament went for 10 hours or something like that. I'm pretty sure they should have made it a 2-week event because this was a bit far-fetched here. And the fact that players will start to fatigue. Again, at this point, I think we're in about the 3rd or 4th hour. Once we got to the round of 16, it was quite long. But nonetheless, we have the Redeemer heading back to base. Battle markers starting to rage all over the place. Cultist Squad gets shut down. Unfortunately, not able to do too much. I'm not sure if Johnny was using that as a scout or what. He does have Death Space under control, but there's not a lot of blue Tiberium there. It does put down some economy. Not going to be terribly important. Salamis actually holds this spike, so he held 3 spike for a while. Obviously, he's lost 1 now, and that's going to hurt him a little bit. They've actually cleaned up the Tiberium in the center as well from those dead spikes. That's pretty intense. Almost all the Tiberium is pretty much gone at the moment, so not sure what these guys are going to do now. Shard Launchers is done. Oh, what's that? What's that there? He's actually calling in a Tiberium asteroid. You're wondering why is he calling on here? Because it drops more Tiberium than its value, which means if you drop it, it's basically like a really super powerful I-Core seed. Because look at the Tiberium it dropped. That's more than $4,000 worth of Tiberium. That's about $7,000 or $8,000 worth of Tiberium. I'm not sure how much it is. I'm sure Leaf is probably going to write into the comments going, oh, GZ, you should know this. I'm like, I'm not a screen player. This guy standing in the Tiberium field, he does have fully upgraded infantry. Salamis seems to be one of those players who just pretty much upgrades everything, even if he doesn't need it. But Death will probably be sitting in the lobby right now, on edge, because he needs to make sure these players, well, Xtremizer pretty much needs to win, I think, for him to have the best chance. Not sure if that's going to happen. More zone heads coming down now. We have the shadow teams coming in. Is there any stealth detection? Oh, there is. Oh man, I'm not even sure what revealed them. I think the turrets did. I'm not 100% sure. The zone raiders don't have, or the zone troopers don't have scanner packs. Whoa, what's happening over here? We have a big fight going on. Oh my god, I almost missed that. The Coulter squad actually grabs a Juggernaut. Let's whip it around like this, because then we don't see the blackness of the engine and that. The zone heads are here. There's not a lot of AA. He has tungsten shell. Wow, he's actually being able to shell. He's shelling the drone platform from range, but he is going to be able to lift off. Wow. I think if Salamis realized he was actually firing at that, he could have done a lot better. But the zone heads are here. He's got to watch out. That turret on the what do you call it? The ridge there. Pretty badass right now. The what do you call it? The slingshots will fall back, and I can't really turn the screen around much more than that. But yeah, he does fall back. He's got the temporal wormhole coming in. He's going to send these Devastator warships forward to try to snipe down these structures while these units can't move. There's a few slingshots rolling around. The MCV is actually going to pack up and move backwards a little bit. He doesn't really need to move back too far, but that is slowing him down so much. Battle marker raging over here. We've got a few a little bit of bite buggy over there. Not a lot. There's more actually coming, which could be a problem for Johnny Calcina. Getting stabbed in the back somewhat. His hex squad is going to move down. His drone platform has been repaired to full health. The planetary assault carriers are going to come back now. The MCV might, I don't think it's going to be able to get away. With traveler engines on these planetary assault carriers, I don't think he can seriously expect to get his MCV away. He should have deployed it on the ridge. He's realized now, oh no, he's actually still going to try to retreat, and Johnny is going to turn around. That is lucky here. I think Johnny's bike buggy, Xtremizer's bike buggy, he teleports the hexapod back around. Xtremizer is tearing through Johnny's base now, and these are structures here that are kind of a bit annoying now. A lot of those Venoms getting completely chewed up. He needed those to get rid of the Prodigy, which is right there, but it doesn't actually die, but the laser buggies will finish that off. And wormhole comes in. That's a short-range wormhole. I think he was trying to get the hexapod through there, but he actually ends up putting the disintegrators through there, and a rage gen will go off. This is a pretty intense battle right now. The planetary assault carriers with their traveler engines will be arriving very, very shortly. The phase will save the hexapod, and Xtremizer will be backing out of this position here just a little bit. No, I think he's got a full retreat on his mind. He's got stealth on the Redeemer, which is quite nice. He will be moving around now, maybe get a snipe on some of these planetaries. There's a lot of ships here though. There's a lot of ships, and remember, Bite Buggy doesn't have any armor. He smashes one out of the sky, but how much Bite Buggy did that cost him? A second one will fall, but to be honest, will he get this Devastator? He should get the Devastator. All that Devastator shot did a lot of damage, and moving down here, the Storm Column can actually range these guys here, able to shoot down a fair bit. I'm surprised he got so much Bite Buggy out. I mean, it's not a lot, but I thought the whole crew would have been completely obliterated then, but no. He actually managed to evac. We can see, oh man, look at this large army coming. If I was Salamis, I would have gone through the center, because this field here, these entryways are much wider, much flatter. You are stuck. You cannot go anywhere in this position here. And if Xtremizer was in position, oh my god, he's got Spectre artillery. Oh, we're going to see a bloodbath here. We are going to see a bloodbath here. This is not going to end well. The MCV cannot deploy at the moment. You can see he's moving it back. He's trying to get it into a position where he can deploy it, but he's not able to. And the Spectre artillery now are shelling this area, and Salamis realizes, hang on a second, that is a death trap, and I am not going in there. So he's actually going to back off a little bit. Again, I would just go through the center. Much wider. You got flat, big area here. You got the choke point, of course, but it's still one of the widest chokes in the match. And once you get across, you've got a lot of flat open area. Whoa, actually, this is still going. MCV was destroyed. The MCV was destroyed. The Spectre artillery have this wall of impenetrable infantry behind them. Rear armor is being fired at. Salamis is not reverse moving, which means his Marv will die. Even if he wasn't reverse moving, I'm not sure if he would have died, but that's a lot of extra damage that was unnecessary. One of these Juggernauts is not going to escape. Salamis is not looking too healthy in this series. He's being attacked at the front as well. Tib Catalyst Missile comes off. Oh no, Vapor Bomb! Oh man, the zone heads got completely shut down. There's one left. He lost his space command uplink as well. That's super important. he might have wanted to use that. He did suppress all the infantry. Obviously, Xtremizer, not sure about the force move there. Maybe he's not aware of it, but he should really be force moving these guys to get them, to move them forward right now. I mean, the Juggernauts aren't that great against them, but still. And now Johnny Calcina is probably looking at this and going, this is great. He uses the redemption ability here to get a lot of mock squads. Wow, he got a ton of mock squads out of that, and he's going to move forward now, but he's still in artillery range. The Juggernauts are being fired at. There is a few Spectre artillery. I'm not sure where they are. There is actually a lot of Spectre artillery. Oh, they're forming up. They're forming up. They need to hit these Juggernauts. He gets EMP blasts off on them. He gets EMP blasts off. This is terrible for Salamis. His whole base is basically gone at the moment, and he is getting shelled. He doesn't have a Marv anymore. His Juggernauts, which were his main last source of power, are now being destroyed. Without any Juggernauts, the Spectres can sit back as far as they want. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's about 10 Spectre artillery here. And with the mock squads able to continue putting EMP on here, the Hexapod is here as well. Johnny Calcina coming to join the party. It's going to be Johnny Calcina, and I said he needed to win this series, or win this game, to really be a chance. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Salamis will end with just 1 point, which will leave him level with Death Sentence. Oh my god! We're going to have a draw. We are going to have a draw, which means there's going to be some type of playoff after this, so this series is going to keep going. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Stay tuned to the video after the score screen. We'll see how that's going to go, because Death Sentence and Salamis will be tied on 5 points, and Johnny Calcina will either get 2 points. If Johnny Calcina gets 2 points, he will be tied on first position as well, but if he wins, he'll come first. A clear first, and I think the organisers will be wanting him to win this one here, just so they don't have a 3-way tie, because that would be brutally awkward for that to occur. Does he have a massive planetary assault carrier army? It's not massive, but it's nice. It's nicely sized, but it has to break Xtremizer, and I'm sure Xtremizer wants to cause as much problems as possible, because as nasty as, I'm not saying that in a bad way, he just wants to be, you know, a nuisance. He knows he can't qualify, so he wants to really hit these other guys, put the pressure on them, because now he's going to force them into a position where they have to do some type of playoff. I believe it'll be a 1v1 of some kind between Death Sentence and Salamis here. We'll have to see how that goes, but Johnny Calcina, if he can win this series now, or if he can win this game, he will clearly win the series, and that will be great. The Spectre artillery not able to hit that moving target there. They simply, by the time they fire, the Hexapod has moved well outside of range. You can see there, there's no chance of hitting that, not unless he can lock it down some way. He's actually got shock troopers here, fully upgraded. The Redeemer is here. He's being shot at. There's planetary assault carriers, which are revealing the stealth, and he's got nothing to deal with them. The bike buggy that came with the Redeemer. Oh, that's a massive cloaking field. He killed a lot of infantry there. Not going to matter. Johnny shuts it down. He's like, okay, you just lost your Redeemer. Now is the time to push, if I have anything at all to push with. I'm not sure where the Hexapod. The Hexapod is over here. It is veteran. And Johnny Calcina moving around, securing more Tiberium. Good work. The Corruptors, I'm not sure why they're in that death alley there. They're getting completely shut down. The bridge now is being shelled. All the EMP buggies get completely destroyed. They get completely destroyed. The Redeemer, the Hexapod is like, yep, cool, I'll take those, no worries. The planetary assault carriers are now moving their way across here, and the terrain doesn't bug them at all. They can shoot and destroy and move across any terrain they want. Oh, that Devastator shot. Oh, on the infantry there. Devastators do grenade type damage. It'll one-shot almost any infantry type, and the best part is, it does splash damage. It flattens the area. Oh, he has disabled the Hexapod. That's a lot of Spectre artillery coming down on it. Oh my god, this is going to be pretty intense. Is he going to get it? I'm not 100% sure if he's going to get this Hexapod. It's elite. Oh my god, the Spectre artillery is now being fired at. He's not going to get it. There is an obelisk there. It's not doing a lot of damage. Can it actually shut this down? He's targeting it. He teleports it back there now. Oh man, the Prodigy is there. He actually took a power plant. I'm not sure why. Maybe he meant to take the Tiberium chemical plant. Not going to happen. The Hexapod will survive. Johnny Calcina will be coming through. I think Xtremizer is broken at this point, and this is how you use planetary assault carriers. And that's the end of it for Xtremizer there. So Xtremizer actually managed to secure 2 points. Johnny Calcina secured 3 points. Salamis secured 1 point. Death secured nothing. So that's going to mean that Death Sentence and Salamis are tied for second position. Stay tuned. I'll show you how that goes after this one here. In the same video, but yeah, Xtremizer did well to actually get on the board at least 2 points, but Johnny Calcina has come through and won this series here, despite the fact he didn't actually win any games except for the last one. But that's enough. 26 minutes, very long series there. So we had two 25-minute games and a 40-minute game. It's an hour and a half just for one round. You can see, and plus you got to take into account the downtime between games for them to get started, or if they want to break or something like that. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this series. It was great to cast. It'll probably be split into dual cast videos. Stay tuned. This channel will have the results of the tiebreaker after this one here, but I'll see you all in the next video.